Quit wasting time. By your own definition. It's painful to understand how much of what you're doing isn't productive. So I'll give you an example. So I've done this a couple of times with classrooms full of students. Usually when I'm lecturing about career development, say, okay, how much time do you waste? So then I get the class to vote. How many of you waste 10 hours a day? It's like 10% of the kids will put up their hands. And it's interesting because I don't define what constitutes waste. I just ask the question. So they're diagnosing themselves, right? I'm not saying you're wasting 10 hours a day. I'm just asking. It's like, given your own attitude, how much time are you wasting? 10 hours a day. It's like 10% of the people put up their hands. Well, when you get to like 6 hours a day, 80% of the people put up their hands. So I say, well, let's assume your time's worth $50 an hour, which I think is an underestimate, but whatever. Let's call it 50. We can call it 25, but we'll call it 50. That's $2,000 a week you're wasting. It's $100,000 a year. It's like, how much better would your life be if you weren't wasting $100,000 a year? It's like, what is that over 40 years? $4 million. It's like, you're rich. You don't even know it. Quit wasting time. By your own definition.
You talk about GTA, Grand Theft Auto. I know the game. I used to play the old one on the PlayStation 1 when I was a child. I've never played any of those games, but I find it amazing that people will sit there and spend all their time upgrading that character, making as much money as they can, getting the best guns, getting strong, getting some hoes, meeting important people, getting the best car. They'll do all that in a game, but they won't do it in real life. I find that incredible. Like, my life is GTA. I don't need to play a game for GTA. If I want a gun, I'll fucking buy it. If I want a car, I'll fucking buy it. I want a bitch, I'll get her. It's me. I am GTA. I don't see why people play the games. They play the games because they're scared of loss. Because if you die in the game, you get another chance. If you lose in the game, you get another chance. In life, you get one shot.
Damn, that's...
But if you get some balls, that's what life is as a game. That's what life is as a man. This is one big video game. You get to upgrade your character. You're not born with any value. All these women that you just put me on with are born with value. They're pretty already. They're gorgeous already. They're good looking enough. Even if they're a 5, someone's going to give a shit they exist because someone wants to fuck them. As a man, if you don't make yourself valuable, you have no value. You have to get up and do it. Just like a video game, you start with fucking 0. You have to decide if you want to complete it. You have to upgrade your character.
So look at all these blocks right here. You're going to see some in red, you're going to see some in gray. Each of those blocks represents a month in my life. And those blocks right there, if I live to about 80 years old. And so you can see I've spent a lot of red blocks. So that's exactly pretty much how much of my time I've spent and how much time I have left. And what motivates me more than anything, and this is super morbid and you probably don't want to think about it, is my imminent death. How much would I pay to get this day back when I was 70? You know, how much would I pay to get this time back? How much would I pay to go back in time when I'm 70 years old? Picture yourself being 70, 80 years old and think about how much would I pay to go back in time and be that winner person now? How much would I pay to go back and not waste those days, not waste that time? Because again, it's very finite. You don't have a long time. And that moment where you're going to be on your deathbed, that's coming pretty quickly. Think about how fast 5 years went by in your life. Think about how fast 10 years went by in your life. It's going to go by that fast, even faster getting to that point. So if you're 20, get disciplined now so that you can enjoy those fruits when you're 30. If you're 30 right now, like, you need to get on the ball. You don't have time to delay. You don't have time to eventually get there. You don't have time to slowly walk into it. It has to happen now. It has to happen today. You can't keep putting it off. You don't have time. You don't have time, because if you think about it and you don't, because a lot of people like to put death in some corner in their mind where they're not going to think about it. If you really think about how long you have till you die, it's coming fast. So you don't have time to lay in bed. You don't have time to play video games. You don't have time to go and get drunk and be hungover. You don't have time to waste a day. You don't have time not to do it right now. And I just wanted to remind you of that, because that's something that super motivated me, super duper motivates me every single morning. Reminds me that, hey, it's time to be the person that you need to be to hit those goals. There's no delaying. There's no doing it next month. There's no doing it after my birthday. It's time to do it right now.
How do you deal with procrastination and laziness?
Why are you asking me that question? Why are you on this podcast asking me how to stop procrastinating? Turn off YouTube. Go do something. Jesus, what's wrong with people? This is exactly what you were talking about asking a question you already know the answer to. You know the answer is to stop doing things that waste your time and apply yourself to something important. Now, this may not be a waste of your time, but let me tell you, you're a dumbass Clearly, it's like Googling how to get fit, like you just said. Everyone knows what a push-up is. Do 10,000 of them a day. Stop wasting your fucking time. You know, I've never had to deal with procrastination. I've never had to deal with not being motivated because what is the alternative? Literally, be a loser forever.